G'day guys, it's Matt here and welcome to the channel. Today's video is basically going to be all about the D11s and the work they're doing, and I probably won't be in much of it, so that could be a good thing. If you like the video, hit the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already.
Well folks, Peter back again. I'm just wandering around. I've just come up to see what Phil's doing, and I just thought many have mentioned in the comments that you like to hear the sound of these big old girls. So I'm just going to try and give you a bit of an up close idea of what we're doing, and you might be able to hear. These girls put out nearly 800 horsepower, they're 35 litres, and so roughly they're producing about 20 horsepower per litre, which is not excessive. In fact, it's a low number really, but that's why when they're working to their capacity they don't sound like they're really working. But anyway, what we have here is we're at least looking at a 5 to 10 metre hollow or a tray with a 15 metre length of bank and probably a 5 to 10 metre cut at the top side to start the tray. So I'm going to get up pretty close. I've talked to Phil on the radio. I've told him that I won't get behind him and I'll get right up beside him so you can get a bit of an idea of these girls up close. So we're very conscious of safety here. You can see me. So I'll just let you listen. Pushing 30 metres there, cubic metres at the moment. And now he's starting the contour bank. So the tray is probably about 800 mil below the level that I'm standing now. So I'm about a metre away from where he's cutting. Guys, it's Phil here. Matt's been giving you a bit of a rundown as to what we're doing on the dozers and the contour work. We've had a few months off and we're finally back on them. So there's been a few people ask about the GPS system and how we use it and what it does. So I'll give you a bit of a rundown. So we have our TopCon base over there near the sheds, about 1 kilometre away. And that receives the satellites, and then it communicates with this receiver on the blade, and then that tells us where our heights are. We don't have hydraulics to operate the GPS, so we're just going off using our hand to lift the blade up and down, and we
find that is just as practical for what we're doing, because we're not doing civil work. We can get away with an inch or two variance, so we find it's just as quick and as easy, and we don't have all the setup time of 3D mapping and all that sort of stuff. As we go into here, we're I'm in the bottom of the drain of the contour, and we're sitting on pretty well close to zero, so that's right, that's our right height. So what we've done is we've gone into surfaces here, and we've gone for sloping plane surface. So we wanted a slope so it drains the water, we don't want a flat plane. And then we've went to our point A, so we've gone, put our blade down at the start of the contour where we wanted it, and then we went point B, up at the end of the contour. And with the old contours, we like to try and use them as much as we can, but in this section we've got all the contours are flat, which there's no drainage, and they're just been busting, so we really need to just redo the whole lot in this section and start again. So we find that about 0.35 of a grade is quite good for the drains of the contours. So that's 350 mil every 100 metres. We find that sort of keeps the water moving without building up and breaching the bank, but it's also doesn't erode the drain as well. It's still slow moving water. So yeah, that's basically it, and we like to have the drain obviously on about zero, and then we'll have the bank, which I've been pushing up there. We like to have it about 700 mil high once we dress it all off, so we'll lift it up to about that 900, and then go over it and trim the drain up, the shoulders and the bank as well. So it sort of takes probably 60% of the time to push the bank, and then the other 40% to dress it off. We're finding that with the wet weather at the moment, that's quite hard pushing with the mud, so we've probably back our efficiency a bit, but we've still got to get them done. So we're trying to beat the winter cropping, so that's in another two months. So we've got to try and get on top of these, because it's our only chance, because we've got a crop in here from sort of May through to November, December, and then we've just got that summer period where we get the majority of our rainfall, and we've got to try and do most of our earthworks, which makes it challenging. It's handy having the bigger gear to be able to get over it a bit quicker too.
just thought I'd come up to show you what we're doing with the contour banks. You do lose perspective with the camera, so I've just been stepping out a few numbers here. So this is a bank that Brad was working on the other day. Now it's about, from where he started cutting, it's about 10 metres to where I am now, and I'm in the bottom of I'm in the beginning of the tray. Now I've got my tape measure here, and I'm going to kneel down and show you how that relates to, hang on, I'll get my hand down. It's 1 metre point 1 where I've got my thumb there now. So the 1 metre mark lines up roughly with the number plate, or about the middle height of the bull bar on the ute. And you can see the bank is still a bit higher than that. So what we're looking at is 10 metres to cut, and then we've got about 10 metres of tray where it's pretty level, and then we've got 15 metres of back, or the bank itself, and then it tapers and falls away. So effectively what that means is there's a lot of room to carry water along here. Now it needs trimming off a little and cultivating and what have you, but it gives you some idea of what we're trying to achieve. We're in a higher rainfall area here close to the hills, and the storms that come through can be really mad often. So we generally don't want the water to run at more than 1 metre per second. So if we've got, let's say this bank it'll settle down to 800 mil. Well, if you've got 0.8 of a metre by 10 metres of tray, then you've at least got the carrying capacity of 6 cubic metres of water per second that this bank will carry. And the idea of that is to try and hold as much water as you can and deliver it in a strategic fashion at the other end, so you don't overwhelm the whole system. Well folks, we're fuel up time. Fuel's just starting to get top up tiny one. Brad's squarking his way back here too. Put his nose in the trough.
We've pulled the grader off from the contract work it was doing, and yeah, we just got a fair bit of work for it to do here for ourselves, so we took the opportunity. And what the main thing it's going to be doing is going through some of the contour banks, some of the smaller contour banks that we might not be actually rebuilding. We'll just get that in there to help move the dirt back out, take a bit of the silt out of the contours, just so they can flow water again, and they're actually doing something. Other than that, might be just tidying up a little bit behind the dozers as well. I'll send the drone up and get some footage, and then I'll probably be out of here.
They've just returned. These are the ones that were sent down to Metford to Eyre and Smith, the Burko chains that have been refurbished. They were in really quite poor condition. Required, some of the bushes were past it, some of the pins were pretty bad. They were able to linish the pins, and they used some Komatsu bushes that had to be remachined because the parts for the Burkos are very difficult to get at the moment with the current economic and worldwide situation. So they've been able to mix and match a bit, and we're confident that they know what they're doing. So anyway, we'll see if we can get them unloaded.
That might be the end of the video. Catch you in the next one.